What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a special request from one of our members asking what is a very good bond fund to invest in within Fidelity. I went to Grock to see what their input is. Now they recommend the Fidelity Total Bond Fund FTBFX. Now this has great ratings, but I'm going to show you one that's even better than this. So stick around. Let's look at FTBFX. And I'm going to show you which one is even easier and better long term. This is the fund that Grock recommends, which is the Fidelity Total Bond Fund. And currently right off of it, ticker symbol FTBFX, it is a NAV price of $9.42. But the one thing I already noticed about this is year-to-date returns are very low, 2.58%, which is fine, but really concerns me is the expense ratio. If you go to the expense ratio of this, you will see that it is very high. It is 0.44%. So you're paying $44 every $1,000 you have invested. For me, you know I'm not going to recommend a fund that is charging this much, especially when we are going to be buying long term. And let's just take a quick look at it. That high expense ratio you are getting, it holds 6,851 holdings, which is excellent, but the expense ratio is too high. So let's get into the video. Let's get into what's actually good for you. This is what I would put my money in. And this is something that if you're trying to have, income investments and protect them, this is something I would look at. You're not going to get a lot of return, but this is where you can definitely keep your money safe. And that's really what these US bond index funds are for. So let's go over it. Ticker symbol FXNAX, Fidelity US Bond Index Fund, has a star rating of 3 out of 5. And you're not going to get really good star ratings because you got to think about how are they even determining it. And it's derived from the weighted average of the performance associated with its 3, 5, and 10-year yields. Now, I've been looking all over Fidelity looking for 5-star bond funds, and there doesn't seem to be such a thing. So you got to look for what's safe, where can you put your money where you know it's going to be safe and it's not going to disappear. So the 30-day yield right now is 4.41%. The returns are in the average category and the expenses are low. So look at this expense ratio right off the bat. Right here, expense ratio gross and net is 0.025%. So now you're paying 25 cents for every $1,000 you have invested. And that is what we're talking about. This is why I try to bring you funds that are actually useful and don't just take away from you over the long term. So the NAV price is $10.23. Expense ratio is 0.025%, and it gets better. It's the U.S. notes, the pass-through CTF, United States Treasury bond, gold, GNMA make up 67% of this portfolio, and you are getting 9,500 holdings, which is much more than FTBX, which had over 8,000. Now, looking at the performance and risk here, you're not getting big gains here. This is not like a growth fund. You're keeping your amount of money that you have, a percentage of your portfolio, safe. And that's what it's there for. And I know I keep saying that like a broken record, but I just want to reiterate that. Over the life of the fund, it has earned about 5%, 5.05% to be exact. And if you look at the last 5 years, it's pretty much break even at 0.1%. And the last 10 years, it's earned about 1.5%. So bonds have not been a good place to put your money unless you're going for safe, safety, which is totally fine. The yield, when you click on the yield, it's the value of interest or dividend payments from an investment. So you are getting a 30-day yield currently of 4.41%. The distribution yield daily is giving 3.56%. Looking at the ratings on this, just so you can see, because I want to include it within the video, that it has a 3-star rating on the 3, 5, and 10-year. The composition, which we are reviewing now, when you go into it, you can see the portfolio diversification. The U.S. Treasury is 44%. It closely mimics the aggregate bond U.S., which is 43.95%. And the other big holdings are corporate, MBS pass-through at 25% as well. Next, what is this? Is a fixed income style map. And what does that mean? It just means that it processes using data and calculations by Morningstar. It estimates the characteristics of the fund's income holdings over 2 dimensions. So it's credit quality and interest rate sensitivity. Now, we know that interest rates have been increasing over the last couple of years with everything that's going on. Not much big returns on here, but you still get that nice yield. And regional diversification, US is 94%, foreign is 5.76%. So I just wanted you to see where your money's invested. It's basically in the United States at 94.24%. And the credit quality, we're just gonna click on this real quick just to review this. So it's basically for Fidelity bond funds and multi-asset class funds with a fixed income component, the credit quality methodology. So basically, as you can see here, you have 70% in US government, your AAA bonds are 2.56, your AA is 4%, and your single A is 11.79, and your triple Bs are 10.92. Now, looking at it, the currency diversification, all US dollar. And basically your portfolio weight, it's by agency mortgage-backed sector diversification. It's pretty spread out over these 30 years. I just want to show you the asset-backed sector diversification. This is important. It displays the distribution of assets that are used to back the bonds in which this fund is invested. So you can see here you have car loans at 65%, credit cards 27%, utility at 7% as well. We reviewed the 30-day yield at 4.34%, and the distribution yield daily is 3.56%. Now, if you look at the corporate sector diversification, it's in industrial at 56%, banking at 24%. So you're getting a nice, well-diversified bond. And that's why I like it, because it is basically just a passive index that is going to allow you to, put your money in a safe area with minimal investments, $0 required. And the expense ratio is only 25 cents for every $1,000 you have in there yearly, which I think is excellent. And here is your dividend, which is, as you can see here, it looks like every single month, the 30-day yield. You can see August, September, October, and November. And it's been reinvestment price. It looks like 2 to 3 cents per share owned, reinvested back into the NAV price, which is currently trading around like that $10. And then you also get capital gains history as well within this, which looks like it's about once a year. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Definitely check out the playlist, my Gemini cryptocurrency members only playlist. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Fidelity Index Funds, ETFs, Vanguard. And also check out my WAP. I have all my links posted right on here. The WAP right here, if you check this out, basically if you want to directly chat with me about stocks, levels, trades, I have a few members that just joined, which is awesome. Just so you have an idea, you can get a YouTube portfolio where you can see what I'm holding currently. You have the chat if you want to chat directly with me, announcements on any stocks that I'm watching. And then you just go through these tabs up here and then you can get access to them as well. So definitely check it out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I have the YouTube, which where this video came from, plus Twitter and TikTok as well. So appreciate you guys. Definitely check out the WAP. It's new.